David Vogel, 12 kicks and 4 hand passes. And we better get back to the game, Graham.
And here it is. We'll check those stats. The last 25 minutes to be reenacted here of the 85 Grand Final.
Pierce on the ball, gets the knocked out for Morwell. They desperately need a lift in this first 5 minutes of this quarter. As the ball comes to Silvestro, he dives on it, puts his body in and gets the free kick. But Jennings steals it from him. No, he's not going to do that. Silvestro gets up in time to receive free kick that was rightfully his. He put his body in, got the push in the back and got the free kick to clear the ball out of the centre, which is what Morwell wanted to do. Silvestro goes short towards Jennings. That's mucking around, fellas. Jennings is going to be in a bit of trouble here, but he gets out with good play towards Birmingham on centre wing. Birmingham's kicks under pressure, but he gets it away towards half-forward flank. Coming underneath, that was Allison. Birmingham can't meet it. Coming in strongly with Stanistreet, knocks it on, but Big Bones Johnson's in the way. He gets the hand pass back to Popplestone. Popplestone rushing at his coach's box, just about ends up in there, and Russell Rowe gets up in the dressing gown and encourages his players to greater efforts as the ball is thrown in. Big Bones and Pierce go for it. Johnson gets it down. He's doing well in the ruck, Big Bones Johnson. Ball comes back towards the player down there who's
McDonald.
McDonald, I should say, for Traralgon. The umpire will come in, that's Howe, and bounce on centre wing right in front of us here on the western side of this Moe Vale Street ground.
I noticed Peter Henderson going out in the ground. I don't know whether he wanted to or not because he's a bit proppy, but Black takes it now, getting it down towards that half-forward line.
Black's proppy too, I can tell you.
Yes, Albanese is the running player, can't control it evenly, and it dives on it there. We find it being shunted out. It's picked up nicely by, who is that down there?
Neil Wright.
Neil Wright. He was facing me, and I couldn't see him there, Big Neil, but it's going to be a free kick against the big fellow, and it's going to be taken by Kirk. Kirk now under the shadows of the scoreboard, which show Morwell are 70 and a total to 97 for the Maroons. Down it goes looking for Dixon, but the diving Popplestone again. Desperate stuff from the Maroons as it goes over the line and out of bounds. Well, everything that Morwell have dished up, Traralgon have been equal to the task this afternoon, and desperation, I think, is something that really is shown out on this Traralgon side right through the final series.
Popplestone running into an open goal. That just about seals it. I'm probably a bit premature, but by gee, that was a great goal from Popplestone off the pack. Did it so easily, just running away with pace. They go to 16-7 now. 103 going away from the Tigers. 10-10-70. Is this the end of the Tigers? 33 points down. 2 minutes into the final quarter of the 85 Grand Final.
Yes, 33 points now, the separation between the two sides, and the clock has ticked away 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Waiting now for the ball back in the centre. Rodney Kerr is there for Morwell, so too is McColl. Mark Pierce is going to do the rucking. Stanistreet waiting on the defensive side in case Bones Johnson gets the knock. He doesn't. Picked up by McColl. McColl's left foot kick penetrating Hoban. Can't come out. He gets underneath it, but he does equal to the task there. Remembering, of course, that Henderson is a bit proppy. The ball goes down towards the Tony Lane outstretched arms area in the centre. His left foot kick will see a mark to David Vogel. No, he can't mark it. I thought he might have held that, David Vogel. Picked up there by Albanese, taken away from him. Dixon, he virtually pushed that ball in front of him, but it finds Vogel again. Vogel on the wrong foot. Beautiful pass will find Stephen Allison at centre half forward.
Stephen Allison at centre half forward. They badly need a lift here. 33 points down last quarter. Desperate stuff for the Morwell side. Score to 3DR. 16-7, 103 Traralgon. 10-10, 70 Morwell. Clear 33 points in the advantage to Traralgon. We've played 2 minutes of the final quarter. Ball on forward pocket for Morwell. Umpire Howe will come in and bounces. There's a pack of players leaning on that ball. Nothing decisive, and he will bounce about 25 metres out in this western pocket of the Vale Street ground. Down there in the ruck is Big Sanders, I think, coming off the pack, knocks it towards his goal, comes back to David Allison, and possible angle. Has he kicked it? No. The flags went up. Hopeful down there from the Tigerland, but no goal.
That's his first shot for goal, actually, and he's kicked 1 point for the afternoon. David Allison, his brother, has kicked 1 goal 3, and usually they would be major contributors in the goal-kicking area.
The Allison brothers today.
Yes, unlike, of course, they were last week when they were dominant. Well, that's football, and I suppose that's what makes it such a great game. As Jeff Dyer will put it out on the right boot as the full-back, kicks it about 65 metres. They fly. Nobody can hold it cleanly. To the ground it goes. Running players, all in Tiger colours, can't get it away. They get it to low eventually. McAleese, sorry. McAleese's kick is going a mile. There's a chance for Sanders. No, good mark, Sanders. Good mark. Backing through the goal. In fact, he could have turned around and kicked that if had he wanted, but he decided he's only going to about be 1 foot out from goal, dead in front, and Steve Sanders certainly will not miss his 4th goal for the afternoon.
Great attacking football from McAleese. He glides across that ground, banged the right foot into it, travelled 65 metres, giving his full forward Sanders every chance, and he's certainly going to cap that off, and that's his 4th for the afternoon. Steve Sanders done pretty well, the player from the twos. coming up into the big time in the last 2 finals and kicked 5 last week. Well, he's kicked another 4.
Echo. It's much more than just a brush cutter. It's an entire garden tool system. The Echo system. An Echo brush cutter is also a hedge trimmer, a lawn edger. Check the handy buggy, a limb pruner, a power scythe, and look at this. In seconds, Echo converts to a lightweight mini cultivator. And to top it off, Echo gives you a choice of brush cutter models right up to 50cc. It's true, you can't beat the Echo system.
Available from these dealers now.
Back in the centre again, picked up there by Popplestone for the Maroons, sending it down. Rad comes out, bounces off his chest, right into the arms there of Hayes. Hayes' kick, centre of the ground, over the top of the pack it goes. Silvestro trying, but can't. Nicely picked up by Pearce, but he's trapped. Wide it goes out there, looking for and finding McAleese. McAleese with a left foot kick, looking for Kerr. Wide for that player. May comes in. He balks beautifully, Rodney Kerr, the Rodder Medal Trude Award winner, and finds the waiting Stanistreet. Stanistreet is off. Going in there, and Jennings is now playing in the centre, punched away by Birmingham. To the ground it goes. The diving Hoban is in there, can't do much with it. Picked up nicely there for Morwell. Henderson is running after. He's running the wrong way, can't do much about it. He'll look for and find David Bogle on the half-forward flank.
Being forced to go wide by some good attacking play by Traralgon, but this is a much more confident forward thrust as we see the ball go down towards Sanders. Charge from the front. The free kick is going to go to Sanders, and Popplestone probably had no alternative but to come at him. Did it, but paid the wrath of the umpire, and Sanders will have free kick in that forward pocket. A goal here, make it a bit interesting, Graham, because
yes.
I remember the 83 Grand Final. I think Morwell came from a fair way back at 3/4 time. Traralgon should have won that game. They didn't. They will well remember that, the Traralgon camp, as Sanders bangs it towards goal, and it's offline and through for one behind.
Yes, the umpire's indicating the all clear. 1 point there, Sanders. So he has kicked 4 goals, 2. Kicked 2-1 in the first quarter, 1 in the second, and 1-1 in the final quarter. Waiting now for Jeff Dyer, the representative fullback.
That could have been a good goal. Would have been a very, very...
he was on a very acute angle. There's the kick by Dyer, wide as it goes, and we find 25 points the separation. Jennings, the set, couldn't hold it, however. Comes to the outstretched arms of Dwyer over there. He gets a left foot kick in, but it's wild, and it's over the line and out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be a free kick for the Maroons. And I'm just trying to see.
Jennings.
It's going to be taken by Alan Jennings. He has been a great player this afternoon, Alan Jennings, and my mind tells me that he might have overtaken Hoban as just about the best on the ground. He puts it around towards the centre wing. Play on is the call. The umpire watches. It drives itself out of hands, and in fact is going to be taken over there for a free kick. The ball high in the air. May is underneath it for the Maroons. Can't mark it. It was an impossible mark to the ground. Bounce now coming up, and it will be taken in the centre. 16-7. 103, very accurate kicking. They have had 23 scoring shots. Morwell have had also 23, but Traralgon lead 103-78.
Comes back to Metcalf. He's been a grand player in defence for the Morwell side. Bangs it towards centre half forward. No one there at home for the Tigers. Comes to a throw from out one of the Allisons over there. Comes to Dwyer. He couldn't control it. Bustling defence from the Traralgon side, gets it to Jennings. Jennings scoops it. He threw that one to Cashin. Cashin's kicked to centre half forward. They're playing anything here. They're letting it go as Craigsman defends for the Morwell side towards McAleese. Comes back to a Morwell player out there who's grabbed mercilessly. Who was that? That was one of the Allisons again, I think Stephen, or McColl, was it? And free kick goes to Cashin for the Traralgon side. Number 9 on the back in screen, as you can see. He kicks towards the half-forward flank for Traralgon. Rad's underneath that for Traralgon, but coming off the pack is Verkerk. Verkerk's kick is towards centre half back. Stanistreet's back's underneath it. He can't get it. Comes back towards Traralgon player in Lane. Lane's hand pass finds Stockdale, weaves and ducks his way through, and you can put down the glasses because he's bobbed that one through, and the Traralgon camp realised that that was an important one as they go to 109, plays 78, and we've played about 7 minutes of this, the final quarter.
There's the replay on screen there as we see it going through. It straightened up at the last moment and went right through the middle as far as Stockdale was concerned. And now we find 17-7 on the board. Very accurate kicking. And, of course, on the board for Morwell, 11-12-78. This game very slowly fading itself away from the Morwell side, Richard.
Yes, I think so. I think they can answer everything that Morwell throws at them. You get the feeling that Morwell, as they collide, their things not going well. Stanistreet and Allison have bumped, clashed heads there. I see under Dixon, I think it was. But we see the ball goes towards half-forward flank up high as Dyer. Knocked away from him by Alan Lowe and will be thrown in about 35 metres around. Dixon's still in the hands of trainers. That was a bad collision, bad mistake, but those sort of things happen when you're desperately going for the ball, and the sun could have been in the eyes of those two players. As we see the ball come towards Stanner Street, he bangs it with his fist towards goal. All he gains really is about 10 metres, and it'll be thrown in about 30 metres around from the Morwell goal. 11-12, as you see on the screen, 78 plays 17-7-109. Traralgon hanging on to a pretty handy lead. As we see the ball come out from the pack, comes through the legs of players towards Bell. He can't control it, but he knocks it on the ground towards Stanner Street. Stanner Street with a chance, comes back on himself, straightens up, bangs it towards goal. Is that one going through? Just wrong side, and through for one behind.
Just waiting now for the ball to be delivered back into the hands this time of Hoban. I think Dyer must be sick of kicking it out. It's been kicked out on 13 occasions. And the crowd certainly warming to... yes, there's Hoban now kicking it out towards the outer half-back flank. Up over the top of the pack it goes. Cashin is the running player. Gets boot to ball very quickly down towards the Traralgon half-forward line. But the running players off that back line doing well. Mick Hall has it, but I think he may have taken it towards the boundary. No, the umpire says free. Mick Hall now getting it out looking for Metcalf. He's been a terrific player today for Morwell. His kick is not good. It runs into open spaces. Bones Johnson in there pushes it towards the boundary. Now, if the umpire was consistent, I'd suggest that should be a deliberate push over the line. As Russell Rowe is limbering up on the boundary, don't tell me he is going to come back on the ground. He might like to come back for the last few moments. The ball now heading towards the Morwell half-forward line, but it gets smothered very nicely. Bones Johnson using weight. Picked up over there by the big fellow going through as it finds its way to David Bogle. Bogle now with a left foot kick, screaming towards Sanders, and Sanders will mark. Great mark there to Steve Sanders. The umpire is paying it. Hoban is disappointed, but it's going to be a mark to Sanders, and he will come up with his fifth to give Morwell 12-13-85 to 17-7-109. Be very surprised if he missed it, Richard.
Yes, and this puts them back within, what, 25 points. They're 31 now. This will be 25 if he kicks it. He's dead in front. He certainly will kick it. It'll be his fifth. He's consistent. He kicked 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 2 in this final quarter. We've played 12 minutes, and there's 25 points in it. Is there time for Morwell to win it? There is plenty of time, but I don't know whether they're playing well enough.
Well, Traralgon just seem to be able to answer the call, of course,
yes,
and it's interesting to see Russell Rowe warming up on the boundary line there. I don't know whether he's thinking about coming back on, but I think it would be Phil Hardy.
Peter Hall's coming back on.
Yes, Peter Hall coming back on to try and lift this side of his, and who is coming off? It's going to be
Dwyer.
Little Dwyer, or the fellow not so little, but Dwyer coming off. 17-7, great kicking from Traralgon to 12-13-85, as there's the change, 38 for number 3. Traralgon try, but coming through there we find is Craigsman. Craigsman sends it Morwell's way. Underneath it there we find Bell. What's he going to do with it? He's going to get a left foot kick down towards the half-forward line, but it's cut off short by Marty Craigsman, and he will defend strongly.
Well, the Morwell player, people think that they can get back into this game. Craigsman gets it to Pearce. Pearce in the centre of the ground. Big long bomb from Pearce is needed now towards centre half forward. McColl goes over his head, comes towards Goose Johnson, gets the hand pass. They're doing it nicely off that half back line through Birmingham now towards centre half back. Metcalf takes the marks. The 3TR score 17-7-109. Traralgon, Morwell 12-13-85. We've played about 13 minutes of this final quarter. Stanner Street from Morwell bangs it towards full forward. Big Sanders over the back. He's grabbed it again. He's kicked 5. Could this be 6? I think it could be for the big fella. Took that mark. Dyer gets up off the ground, shakes his head, but that's what happens when you get the ball down fast and quick. You give the forward a chance, and he dropped back. He's got a good pair of hands. He's a big fella. He's strong, and he's taken the mark 30 metres out, dead in front. Could this be 19 points separating the two sides after this kick? I think it will be. He comes in, bangs it on the right boot, drew the boot a little bit, but the Tiger fans say it's a goal. It is a goal. It's through for his 6th goal for the afternoon. Great play by big Steve Sanders.
3 in this quarter.
In 3 in the final quarter. We've played how long, Graham?
We have played exactly 14 minutes, and this is the final term. And what is the difference between the two sides? We will check for you. 17-7-109 is the Traralgon tally on the Tom Standing Real Estate scoreboard to 13-13-91. So that makes it what on that board?
11.
It may, no, it's more than that. It'll be about, what's that, Millsy? You're pretty quick at adding up.
18 points.
18 points, so 3 goals the difference. Bones Johnson goes. By gee, they're not out of this Morwell yet. There's a Traralgon player caught, but running through is Peter Black. He knows what desperation's about. So too to Morwell, and they have been very desperate in this final quarter. They've wiped the 27-point lead, which stretched to 34, back to 18 points. So they certainly are not out of this game as yet. The ball high in the air on the centre wing.
There's great knock. Great knock by Pierce. There's a free kick. Put himself in, young Kerr. Kerr with a free kick at centre wing. Beautiful knock from Pierce. He's lifted. He sent that one forward before with a great long bomb. Now he's got it ball to nicely to Kerr, who got the free kick. He goes towards centre half forward. Urgency creeping into this game again now. Hall, he's trapped. Can't get the ball out. Comes back to a defender from the Traralgon side in Dyer. He's defensive and attacking as he goes off half-back flank towards centre half forward. Up high is Hayes. Can't take the mark, but for Kirk. Butters up nicely for Morwell. They're running forward now through Allison. Bad bounce from Allison. Comes back to Black. Black's just about dead on his feet. He gets it towards centre half forward. Underneath that mark again is Kirk, who's coming back into his good form. He was off the ground or back in that last line of defence. Gets the ball to Hayes. Now to Vogel. Vogel with the ball. Comes back on himself. He's suited by the left boot. Dummies a hand pass. Finally gets the kick in towards Lowe. Over the back is McColl. Knocked away from him towards Allison. To Jennings. Tireless in the third quarter. He kicks the ball to centre half forward. Craigsman backs under the pack. He can't get it to Metcalf. They don't need a goal. That's certainly Morwell doesn't need Traralgon to get a goal. Pierce alone in the centre of the ground. Long kick towards centre half forward. Coming back towards Hoban. Henderson tries but can't. Hoban through courage gets the hand pass out towards Stanistreet. Stanistreet's strength gets the ball to Kerr. This is desperate stuff. Allison at centre half forward. Bangs it towards goal. The yellow and black streamers go up. What's that one? Another one to the yellow and blacks. 12 points in it. We've played how long?
We have played around about 16 minutes, so there's plenty of time for
Never say die, the Tigers.
No, they certainly don't, as we wait now for the ball to come back towards the centre. We'll check the
replay here.
Now.
Allison through centre half forward, kicks the ball a long, long way and makes up for those 3 misses in that second quarter with a goal in the last quarter.
Right, change coming up. John McDonald off the ground, and coming on the ground is Max Cunico, a big fella for the Traralgon side. No reappearance by Rowe.
Pierce again. By G's dominating this ruck. He gets it towards Lowe. Off boots from Jennings it was towards Lowe. Lowe battles and can't get it out. The player's tired. It's been hot here this afternoon. I'd say it was around about 21 degrees, and they're certainly feeling the effects of this very hard top. And score, Graham, 17-7-109, 14-13, 97, 12 points in it.
And there goes Henderson, putting it down. Chance here for Sanders. Bounces awkwardly for him. Oops, here's the running player in Kerr. Kerr's shooting forward. One goal the difference. What a finish coming up to this game. And I tell you what, you would have written them off, but by gee, you can never write the Tigers off. And there is now one straight goal in this grand final. And I think that Rowe is going to try and come back on this ground, which I think would be foolhardy with those ribs. But by gee, he would be a desperate and worried man as Bones Johnson is coming off. And no, he's not coming off. He is coming off the ball.
Really set him alight, hasn't he?
Right,
going on that ball.
Now is on the ball as we wait now for the bounce.
Maybe they were resting Pierce, I don't know, but I thought they unleashed him a bit late, but he's certainly starting to dominate this game, Big Pierce.
There's the bounce in the centre, picked up by Black. Can't do much with it. Nicely picked up over there and shot forward, but defence coming in. McAleese tries, picked up by Stanistreet. Stanistreet across to Stephen Allison. Allison with a right foot kick. Morwell in attack again. Underneath it, Kevin May. It bounces awkwardly, picked up by Henderson. Streaking towards an open goal. Shoots it to Lowe. Lowe into an open goal. And the scores are level. What a great grand final.
You can't stop this Tiger side. Win, lose or draw, they'd never give in. 34 points separated the two sides at about the 6-minute mark of this last quarter. And now we've got dead level. 17-7 Traralgon, 109. Let's check this scoreboard. 16-13, 109 Morwell, dead, absolute level.
Could Neil Meredith be correct with a draw? By gee. Let's have a look at the time gone. 19 minutes gone in this quarter, and by gee, what a great
play of the 83 grand final.
What a great performance by the Morwell side to come back, and I think Russell Rowe is thinking about coming back onto this ground.
Foolhardy stuff if he does.
The ball bounced in the centre. Neil Wright will go. He doesn't get the knockdown. Pierce again gets it down. It's rucked there to Roved actually by Goose Johnson. Picked up there beautifully across to McColl. McColl sends them forward again. Here's an opportunity. Down they go, and it's nearly a great grab. Running into an open goal is Sanders. No, he's hit the post. 1 point the difference between the two sides. Sanders has kicked 6 goals, 3, and if you're not on the edge of your seats or the crowd, I guarantee not one person has left this ground, because Morwell, for the first time today, I would suggest.
Is this the Traralgon jinx? They have really stopped.
They certainly have. Let's see if they can get going as we wait now for Jeff Dyer to put it back into action. Dyer now puts a right boot into the ball, sending it down towards Sayers. A nice mark to right. Can't hold it. He was grabbed, so said the umpire, and Big Neil Wright will take the free. Plenty of time for either side to win this. Morwell in the ascendancy by a point, 110 to 109. Up over the back of the pack. Down it goes to the ground. There's a free kick, I would think. Yes, going to Traralgon, and it's nearly 20 minutes gone, and the recipient out there is Stockdale.
They haven't been in attack.
No, it's Rad.
They haven't been in attack for a while either, as they go towards Black. Bad mistake there, Black. It was a bad pass, put him under pressure. They may get out of it. Comes to Jennings. No, free kick to Morwell, and Morwell looking a bit, Traralgon getting a bit rattled as we see a player down there.
That's Stockdale.
All the confidence that they had for 3.5 quarters is gone from them in the last 5 minutes as Morwell's rattled on 4 quick goals. So we see Cashin with the ball on centre wing. He's dived on by desperate stuff from Morwell. Oh, great mark down there to Bogle, I think it was. Clever stuff. The Truden Rodder medal winner, superb mark coming over his shoulder.
Waiting now, just looking down there too, as Peter Black is receiving attention. There's the kick around the centre. Who is it?
Stockdale.
Stockdale, sorry, yes, as we see it over there on the centre wing, and it's a free kick going to be paid to the Maroons, and it will be taken by Tony Lane. We've played exactly 20 minutes and 32 seconds, and Morwell have hit the front. They're now 16-14-110 to 17-7-109. Up they go. Traralgon centre half forward. Coming off the pack, Traralgon trying to get it away. Desperate stuff from Morwell's Metcalf, and it's going to be a bounce of the ball right at centre half forward. Waiting now for the ball to be bounced in that centre half forward division at the Traralgon end of things. I wouldn't suggest that the next goal is going to win it, but by gee, I tell you what, it'll be pretty handy stuff, and Traralgon to have the chance. Knocked to the ground, the umpire says free kick to Morwell, and it's going to be taken down there by the big fellow in Marty Craigsman. Craigsman now sends a wobbly one out. He'll find Pearce out there. No, can't quite find him. You'll find the running Ellison, however. Is he good enough? He is. Gets tagged and grabbed. Hand passes back. There's a kick high in the air. They kick it high for Sanders and low. They're all there, and there's a mark to somebody. No, the play on call comes from the umpire, and at Morwell's half forward flank, it's going to be a bounce of the ball with 21.5 minutes gone, and Morwell leading by 1 point.
Well, I hope the excitement from the Murray Vale Street ground is transmitting to our broadcast audience through television and radio, because you couldn't have a better grand final. Sunshine all day and a cliffhanger. Ball bounced on half-forward flank. Morwell up by 1 point. Time ticking away. Off the pack. Kick out of towards Sanders. Sanders grabs his opponent. They reckon it was ball, but I think he got rid of it pretty quickly, the Traralgon player down there, and it'll be thrown in about 20 metres around from the Morwell goals. Morwell storming home.
Umpire would be very loath to give a free kick at this time. Down in the... Neil Meredith is down there suggesting a draw, as he did on the breakfast this morning.
Not a draw at this stage, Neil. There's 1 point in it. Henderson from the pack bangs it towards goal. It's coming back. What's it done? Oh, the Tigers say it's a goal. It is. Henderson, magic stuff. Oh, magic stuff. 7 points. That's 2 kicks. And by gee whiz, the old Traralgon jinx. Is it there?
Well, they certainly stopped to a walk, because they were 34 points up early in this quarter. They are now 7 points down.
Replay shows they can't believe it down there. Jeff Dyer holding his head. Terrible
Peter
stuff.
Black
coming off, the hero of the early stages of this game, and Russell Rowe going back on. Can he lift this side? Scoreboard there reads 7 points in the advantage. Let's not care about the actual score. It's 7 points up Morwell. McAleese, one of the players responsible for putting the Morwell side back into the game. Allison has been quiet all day, snatched a great mark, strong mark on half-forward flank. David Ellison's going to go towards Lowe. Two-pronged attack down there. Sanders over the back. Lowe it is. Lowe coming into his own now. Takes the mark 30 metres out and will bang this through. And Alan Lowe 3 goalless for the first half, 3 in the third quarter, and now for his first in this, the final quarter.
And
I'd say if he kicks this, Morwell have won another grand final.
I would suggest so, coming up, and they cannot believe it, this Morwell crowd. I can't believe it either. Traralgon have just stopped to a walk. I don't think they've stopped to walk. They've gone in reverse. There's the kick by Lowe, and he hasn't missed it. And Lowe has put his 5th through for the afternoon. You can't do much more than that. 5, and it's 13 points the difference. 18-14 to 17-7, and 14 points the difference, I think it is. Is that right, John Mills, or is it 13? 13 points the difference, and the Traralgon camp, I am sure, are stunned by this magnificent recovery as we watch Lowe again, dropping right boot to ball and putting it straight through the centre.
They have stopped, Traralgon. That
what a
half-back line was magnificent. The back line, absolutely dominant, has just stopped to a walk. I don't know what it is, Traralgon. 5 years separates them from grand finals. They've snatched defeat from the jaws of victory as Kerr goes through centre-half forward. Looking out there for Peter Hall. He's going to be happy, man. He's going to coach his first premiership side for a long time too, Peter Hall. We'll go back through the records. As we see the ball
free kick to Peter Hall.
In fact, Peter Hall's going to equal Frank Munro's record, I think, of coaching 3 premiership sides. Is that right? Or 4?
We'll check that. I think Frank coached 4, did he not?
He may have. Peter Hall on half-forward flank. Very deliberate about that kick, Peter Hall, towards low up high, can't take the mark. Allison scoops, so does Henderson. Henderson bangs it towards goal.
Oh, it's over now. Kerr.
Good night, Nurse.
Shut the gate now. Put your glasses down. Rodney Kerr has just put one through the Rhoda True Award winner, and this is unbelievable stuff. And if we can dish this up every grand final day, this crowd will swell even further than the magnificent $17,500 gate here this afternoon. The ball now is in the centre of the ground, or it will be very shortly as it's being relayed back. It's now 19-14, 1-2-8 Morwell to 17-709, and that will be 19 points the difference, and they have wiped off a 34-point deficit. They have put on a 19-point lead.
They have kicked 9 goals for in this final quarter.
And Traralgon have kicked 2 goals straight. What a magnificent effort. What a magnificent effort. The Morwell supporters down there, they are very cock-a-hoop, very quiet early, but coming back to their own as Craigsman caught high, I thought. The umpire says yes, and it's Marty Craigsman who will receive the free kick right in the centre of this ground. By gee, it's been a great grand final, hasn't it? It's had everything. There's Cashin getting underneath the ball. The umpire will indicate a free kick to Morwell. Didn't think there was much in that. You turned your back on it, Cashin, but it's going to be a free kick to Stephen Allison, who, whilst being a bit quiet today, has been a contributor and has kicked in this game 2 goals, 3. There's the kick, but Traralgon trying to get it out. Jennings to the running Russell Rowe. That's courage for you, coming back with those ribs. Down to Rad. Rad nearly marked the ball. Play on is the call. Comes out now. Where's all this confidence of Traralgon gone? And I'd say they are gone, because although 9 goals scored and 2 to Traralgon, that's 11. So there'll be about 5 minutes of time on it. We've played about a minute and a half of that.
Albanese's kick has travelled 70 metres towards the teeth of goal. No one there. Very strong defence this time from Morwell. Comes into Vogel. Vogel's been a good player. He kicks it wide. That's good defensive stuff, Doggy. He's been around a while. The ball bounces just inside the line. What a superb piece of football that was, Johnny Mills. Did you see what he did then?
Yeah.
Banged it straight across. No one there. Bounced it just inside the line. Great football by David
Probably
Vogel.
finally playing a premiership side.
Yes, David Vogel hasn't played in too many premiership sides. You're right. He
hasn't played in any.
As we see the ball towards Betts Stannisford, has been a great play. He's plugged away all day. Peter Hall out there, half-forward flank. He's going to be the hero of Morwell tonight. 83, Alan Lowe, now 85. Morwell back in business again. Back-to-backs, escaped by 1 year. As we see the ball go towards centre-half forward, nobody there for anybody particularly. Knocked away, they've stopped to walk this Traralgon side. And Cole McColl snaps one back over his shoulders. On his own is Sanders. Has he marked that? I think it's through for 1 point. It is. It's all academic, because now 20 points separates the 2 sides. And we've gone 27 minutes, 27 and a half
4 minutes to go.
This final quarter. About 4 minutes to go of this final quarter, but certainly not enough time for Traralgon to get back in. Oh, there's a screamer over there, Pierce. I reckon he's one of the players, if not the player, who started this 9 or 10 goal last quarter.
Yeah, certainly played very well, I would suggest that, as we find the ball now with Pierce. His kick is long. They're playing with a bounding confidence now, the Morwell side, and so they should. There's a great no. The umpire says play on, and it's going to be a bounce of the ball. Only metres out from that Morwell goal, where it's been about 10 times in the last quarter for 9 goals. They've gone 10-10, and they've gone to 19-15, so they've kicked 9 goals, 5, and Traralgon have kicked only 2 straight goals. There's the bounce of the ball. Forward pocket division for the Morwell side. Picked up by Lowe. Can you get a left foot to it, son? You can't. Nicely picked up by Allison. Thrown out, actually. Picked up again. This time by the little fella going through. Can't do much with it. And it's, well, back here, Gil, we find that Traralgon have lost this premiership, because they are now 109 to 129. 20 points in the ascendancy, Morwell. And we've played 28 and a half minutes with about 3 to go. By gee, it's been a great win by this Morwell side, and I'm assuming that they are going to win. I don't see how Traralgon could possibly get up off the ground from here.
There's Mark Pierce with the ball, as I said, one of the instruments of this great turnaround in this game. 27 points down at 3/4 time gone. In many people's books, Morwell now 20 points up. Ball in forward pocket, right, takes the mark. He's down in defence now after being a good winner in attack for the Traralgon side. Comes to Cashin. Cashin with pace runs around that centre wing. They're going wide though, forced wide, and McAleese comes in with great pace for a man about 6'3", takes a fingertipper. Plenty of talent in this Morwell side. We said at the breakfast this morning, although we tipped Traralgon, there was chock full of talent, this Morwell side. And there's another talented player of the Morwell colours, Alan Lowe, the captain coach of the Premiership side in '83, a member of another Premiership side in '85.
John Featherston down there too, receiving congratulations for all the players. He would be a very happy man here this afternoon. John Featherston standing there with cap on as we wait now. Jeff Knowles too, who'd like to be a part of it. There's the kick. Lowe is dispatched, and have a look at that for a kick. Nearly a mark. In fact, I think it might be. No.
Hoban.
Yes, it's Hoban who's taken it, and he's been a great player for the Maroons this afternoon, and he is going to be a very disappointed man in around about 2 minutes' time, because time is ticking away for this Traralgon side. Picked up over there by Pearce. Pearce, a hand pass wide. He knows how to waste a bit of time. Gets it out wide. Jennings is out there. He has gone a bit quiet, but so too all the Traralgon players. Jennings knows there's desperation on. He gets a left foot kick. He's looking for Albanese, climbing up his back there. And taking it. There's Hayes, and it's a nice mark taken there as he puts it towards centre wing. Who's he looking for?
Dixon.
Looking for Dixon. Dixon gathers it in. He turns away from Stockdale. He'll have too much pace. He goes for a right foot kick. High in the air. Where's Sanders? They scream. They go, oh, what a mark. Magnificent
That's the mark of the day. We caught that beautiful.
And it is Cole McCall with a 9, I would say. It's
yes,
the mark of the day.
Mark. Haven't they lifted?
Oh, they're doing everything right, this Morwell side, and Traralgon, as we mentioned, without wishing to bore you, have stopped to a complete and utter walk. They lead by 20 points, and they will lead by 26 with half a minute to go in the 1985 Grand Final. And there it is, through the centre, Cole McCall really putting it in and doing it very, very nicely. Will Gill, we find another goal, the mark of the day, the AGC mark of the day, just taken by Cole McCall, a screamer, half a minute to go. And
here we go, replay, lovely mark.
It certainly was, and we find 2015 plays 17-7, and Traralgon, unbelievable. They were 34 points up at the 6-minute mark of this quarter, and they are going to be beaten by at least 26 points, because that's what they trail right at this very moment. Well, the bounce of the ball in the centre. The umpire has it. Umpire Howe. There it is. Up they go. The leap of Pearce thumps it to the ground. The running player there was Cashin. Couldn't get through. Stanistreet grab. Tries but can't. And we're going to have a siren coming up here in just a moment. 2015 135 for the Morwell side. 17-7 109. And there it is. And what a game of football.
Football is a very funny game, and I'm sure, without taking anything away from the Morwell Football Club, they fully deserved it. They've had setbacks, they've had controversy. What a final series they've had. They've come from third to win a grand final, and they've done it superbly. But look at Traralgon. Oh, gee, is it a jinx at Traralgon? What is it?